Oh my gosh, okay. I feel like I was sounding like I was a zombie with dust in my throat. But I did just wake up, fell asleep, rightfully so. It's like, it's what? It's probably almost like 6 in the morning right now. Okay, it just gotta connect. Um, it's the song, the In Vogue song. Hold on to your love. You got somebody wanting to hold on to your love. My first mistake was I wanted too much time. I had to have you morning, noon, and night. I would have known then the things that I know now. And I gotta get the lyrics because I don't know what she was saying right there. Don't waste your time fighting life. Uh, uh. Somebody been fighting lies about how they feel about you. They were wasting a whole lot of time. But the thing is, yo, I know I shuffle these cards good, but the card war between who you are and who you're becoming is still right there. So I don't. Obviously, I didn't do too good shuffling. Nevertheless. So the first card we have out. This is one of the new cards I created. I wrote nurturing twice, but it's all good because that's what you need. You need a double portion of nurturing, okay? Because this person completely neglected and abandoned you on a constant basis. But you was holding on to your love. You got to hold on. Ooh, baby, hold on. You were holding on. But this person took your love for granted. But it says, so the first card says you're nurturing, giving, come on, understanding, and patient. And they fucked it up. Shut your fucking mouth. Not that's the first card out. Oh. Mm, 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 mm. Now, considering the bottom of the deck card, war between who you are and who you're becoming, you're not losing this. But the person that you have become, not that you're becoming, you have become that person. Because per a couple readers, we just been through an initiation and we're coming through on the other side. We passed our initiation. Okay. And in this new you, in this new um groundedness and this new achievement. Okay, and this is an achievement within you and your spirituality. So this is an achievement between you and your spirit guides. You know what I'm saying? This is achievement that is way beyond anything in the physical. So it holds an immense more amount of a weight when it of appreciation than anything externally. Hell, even spiritually, because our constant goal is to always keep evolving. But yeah, you gave. Oh my goodness, you were so giving. You were so understanding of this person's shortcomings. You were so understanding and patient with their flaws, and they fucked it up. They used you until they couldn't use you no more. You're not like Bill Withers, telling the motherfucker just keep on using me till you use me up. And look, first card I pulled out is trapped, stuck, no options, unforgiveness. Now they feeling stuck. They don't want nobody else. And they're trapped in unforgiveness of themselves. Because again, you were this ultimate divine feminine energy. The next card we're clarifying is pain has become a weight they never learned to put down. It says they wear their wounds like armor. Armor. Wow. Shielding them from love, truth, and purpose. Oh my God. This person trapped in this pain, the weight of pain that they refuse to put down. They like to make it. Look, when I first picked up the deck, it was a card that says denial, excuses. You know what I'm saying? This person keep making excuses not to put the pain down. They feel like this is part of life. And again, so that shows that you two were on separate ends of the spectrum. You know, this person has a lot of pain that they hadn't worked through, and they had armor up. They were afraid of love, and literally, I have the karmic card on the bottom of the deck: third parties, haters, and lessons learned. You know what I'm saying? This person possibly was hating on you. They're hating on your strength right now for sure because they want you bad. But they had you in third parties, and now you're done. You know what I'm saying? You have freed yourself from the trap they dug for you. You freed yourself from the trap, and now they've fallen into it because they don't know who the fuck you are, or who they were fucking with. Okay, this is probably a routine that they use time and time again, but it didn't work on you. Why? Because you are of the collective. You are a chosen. You have chosen the narrow path. Also because you had no ill intent for this person. Again, you were nurturing, giving, loving, understanding. And again, remember, there's double nurturing on this card. You were double nurturing to this person. Patient, understanding, and loving. Like, again, this was someone you really did want to spend your life with. So you thought. But obviously, this person was hiding a lot more from you. I've been getting that a lot. Like, this person didn't really show you who they were. I literally just pulled the distance card. It says divorce, goes to their separation. You guys are definitely in a separation because of this pain that this person did not want to put down. They made you pay for the actions of previous people in their life, and ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. This person is no longer receiving your intimacy because they don't deserve that mutualness, because there's no unity, there's no closeness between you guys anymore. I mean, not like it used to be, you know. So this person may be sending you a lot of energetic messages, you know, or they're constantly trying to stay in your energy. They do not want this distance between y'all, but they really don't have any options. They really don't have any options when it comes to this. They are really pining and wanting your intimacy from you, but you've divorced this energy. Look at this, masked. And that word keeps coming up. This person has on a mask again. And this mask is covering up this pain. This is the pain feels normal to them. Carrying around this weight is, again, part of their and because you know how some these influencers be doing get ready with me, right? This person would do a get ready with me, and the pain is something they got to pick up every time. They're gonna pick up that pain and put it on like an accessory. Okay, but again, like it says, they they wear it. Wow, they wear their wounds. I forgot I had that in this card. I'm talking about to get ready with me. You put on stuff that you wear, clothes, accessories, so on and so forth. But again, this card literally says they wear their wounds like armor, shielding them. Right? This armor they did have this armor on to protect them, but now they've been locked in the prison that they've created for themselves. Mm, mm, mm. And they wanted you to be in that prison with them. They've been masking that. And they've been hiding. I mean, you know about some of this pain, but they've been hiding a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? And being deceptive. You don't really know this person. But now you've moved on, and they are receiving consequences for their bad choices. Is literally the card I just pulled. Consequences for the games they played and the mixed signals they sent you perhaps throughout your relationship. But I feel like with the next card, it says blanket of relaxation, covers you from head to toe. So this is a visualization to help bring you healing during this time. Because again, this person is in your energy. They want desperately to get back into your energy, but you have established yourself. Oh, because so the card that I have out here is established and then Archangel Michael, right? So what I feel is that protection is established around you. You are settled and secure and experience a lot of wealth now that you have this chamber of protection. I heard someone say, look, bottom of the deck says longing. It says missing you. They miss talking to you. They want to reunite with you. But they projected their pain. They projected too much onto you. And the consequences that they're feeling now, they constantly put you in this position multiple times while they had access to you. They put you in this, everything that they're feeling now, you felt on a weekly basis with this person, on multiple times a month with this person. So you really don't have much empathy, even though you are an empath. You have to learn how to detach. You know what I'm saying? You don't feel, and ultimately, again, you just don't feel much empathy for this person because they didn't have any for you. They had not an ounce of it for you while y'all were together. They didn't, and if they did, they hid it well with this armor. They kept that armor on to prevent them from from love. They kept that armor on to prevent them from truth. Okay, you guys are using, like, you detached to heal, just pull the healing card. But this person detached, remain detached with pain to keep them from growing more intimate. Every time they started to fall in love, they pushed it away because of their pain that they were wearing as armor. Every time the truth of you tried to come in, they pushed it away. You were tied to their purpose. You definitely came here as possibly like a spirit guide in the flesh for these people. But they pushed you away. They chose their pain. They chose their mask. They didn't want to let go. And now they are receiving consequences. And part of their consequences is they get to watch you heal. The healing card says self-care, introspection, meditation. But also is given that their consequences that they're going to have to heal right now. They are going to have to heal. And that terrifies them because a lot of people they don't want to go through that dark night of the soul. That healing is painful. And this person has been running away from that. They've been in denial about the level of work that they need to do. Nevertheless, you are done. You are focusing on yourself. Yes, this person was a soulmate. Okay, like I said, you may have wanted to spend your life with this person, but now you feel like it's a hopeless cause and it has them in the energy of loss and depression. But again, the last card on this in this read is the blanket of relaxation again, and this is a visualization. All right, so this can help you when this person is possibly throwing black magic to you, trying to get you trapped again into the relationship with them, to have you thinking about them, this, that, and the third. I feel like you, again, too much damage has been done at this point. You have been understanding and patient, overly understanding, nurturing, patient, and giving to this person. But they fucked it up. They took your kindness for weakness, and they thought that they can keep playing in your face and you wasn't going to do nothing. Again, they are receiving consequences. You have healed. You have healed. You have accepted that, yes, this wasn't a soulmate, but you also accepted that it's not going to work. And you have to learn your lesson. This person was a karmic, because remember the karmic card came out. And right now, you're just taking it one day at a time. I'm literally looking at the today card on the bottom of the deck. You're taking things one day at a time. You're focusing only on good vibes. And also with this healing here and the soulmate card coming after it, another one of these consequences is you might be meeting your actual soul, another soulmate, I would say. Okay, because this person was a soulmate, a twin flame possibly. If that's the case, you guys had a contract. They didn't hold up their end of the bargain. So you have been excused from this contract. You gave it all you got. And that's another reason why you can walk away and heal. That's why you can walk away with no regrets. Because you know you gave it your all. Simple. Wow. It feels like today your person is feeling overwhelmed. Okay? They are feeling overwhelmed. I feel like they are in spiritual court right now. I keep starting to read this last card, but not finishing it. And so it gives that these people, they're trying to distract you from your healing. They keep trying to distract you from your healing. And that's why your spirit team is taking them to spiritual court, possibly today. Okay. Because these people are trying to block your good vibes. Again, they're trying to distract you from your healing. They're trying to distract you from finding your soulmate. They don't want to give up that position in your life, but they fucked it up. And now you feel settled and established without them, secure without them. But again, the blanket of relaxation. Whenever you feel this projection coming up, you can imagine this blanket as protection as well, because we do have Archangel Michael out here. That's why I keep bringing up protection. It says protection, prevention from harm, and divine intervention. Wow. You love this person so much. You were so established and settled in the bullshit that it took divine intervention to pull you out of it. It took divine intervention to make you see that this person truly, truly is not going to change. They were going to keep playing games with your heart. Quit playing games with my heart, with my heart. I should have known from the start. I think that's how the song goes. But no, literally, you should have known from the start that this person was going to be playing games with your heart, because you had all the signs. As an empath, as an intuitive, a high priest, a high priestess, you knew what was going to happen. You knew this person was going to be playing games, but you thought you could change them. And again, you were sent to this person's life as a walking spirit guide, a spirit guide in the flesh. This was part of your assignment. This is something a relationship that you were destined to experience so that you can learn the lessons. You guys were supposed to learn these lessons together. You guys were supposed to heal together. But they were trapped. They were stuck. And they weren't trying to change at all. But we have the recharge card here. So let me get back to this blanket of relaxation and actually finish reading the card. Goodness. It says the blanket of relaxation covers from head to crown. Imagine the blanket of relaxation from head to crown. Did I say that? From toe to crown. From your toes to your crown. Imagine this relaxation, blanket of relaxation. Ashe. Ooh. When I do the visualization and slowly go from my toes to the balls of my feet, to the arch of my foot, of my feet, to the heels of my feet, to my ankles, when I imagine that me pulling that blanket of relaxation up, it's just infuses each part of the body completely with that of relaxation. For one, love. Again, the bottom of the the bottom of the deck card is recharge. This blanket of relaxation is recharging you and allowing you to let go. Like I said, literally, the card says breathe, let go, and clear your mind. So once you fully pull this blanket of relaxation all the way up your body. It's covering your ankles, it's covering your shins. Breathe, make sure you're doing deep breaths. Inhaling positivity, motivation, joy, strength. Exhaling the negativity, the low self-esteem, the worthlessness that this person made you feel. They kept trying to make sure you felt less than. Feminine energy on the bottom of the deck now, with the word nurturing on here, mothering and gentleness. That's the type of energy, again, that you provided for this person, but also what you're providing for yourself, right? You wouldn't have been able to provide this for this person if you hadn't learned to provide this for yourself. And on your spiritual journey, that has been one point that you had to work on, and that is reparenting yourself. Now, this is possibly a lesson that your person needs to learn as well, as how to reparent themselves. But again, wow, I'm just realizing this blanket of relaxation card as well. As you pull that blanket of relaxation up past your shins to your knees, your thighs. Oof, the tingle once you allow yourself to surrender to the blanket of relaxation. To your hip flexors, your pelvis, your sacrum, right? Pull that blanket of relaxation up over your lower abs, because again, this person is constantly trying to get into your energy. You have a shield around you, but you need to do all the protection work. You need to pulling your, digging your protection bag as often as the thought comes up, because you got a lot of energies trying to come in and block your glow up. It's literally what I'm seeing on the bottom of the deck. You have a glow up here. And you got new opportunities, new career, successful business. There's a lot of people trying to block that because they want you to be trapped in pain with them. You've already experienced this trap, okay? But they didn't have any care about it. But again, the trap they dug for you is the trap they're in now. Though you've experienced this energy for a long amount of time, I feel like this is hitting this person like a ton of bricks all at once. All the pain you felt, this person is feeling all at once right now. Look, I just pulled out vicious cycle. Okay, this person had you in a vicious cycle of distance. This is the vicious cycle card is coming out over trapped, distance, mask. They wanted you trapped in this. They kept you at a distance. They kept you at arm's length because they were too established in their pain. It's kind of that energy of being in a relationship with someone that is so used to, constant arguing within the house and within, between their parents or something like that. Kind of goes back to that reparenting yourself. Hell, their parents probably displayed, a lot of dysfunction when it came to their relationship. And I said this one day, never really having context of it, hearing it before anything. But after I said this, or literally had this thought to myself, I heard someone else say it. Right? So there's nothing new under the sun. But a man is not going to treat you better than the treatment he saw his mother receive. So And with that, they think that toxicity is normal. This could have been someone that has been taken over by the brain rot of patriarchy. That's the first time I ever described patriarchy in that matter, but I feel like it's very fitting. Aligning with the patriarchy, brain rot was that make you subject to brain rot. But there's so much projection, negative projection. I feel like multiple people are thrown at you, but the most important, the one that can affect you the most, because again, that's how if someone wants to slow a person down, they always send in like a Jezebel, someone to make them fall in love. Love is the downfall, you know. Some type of relationship, intimate love relationship, is usually the downfall of any person. Okay, they'll send in a femme fatale or a mask fatale to come and seduce and to, to, to tear a person down. And I think this is possibly what this person saw you as, or they ultimately, again, they gave into the patriarchy, and that is energy that doesn't value the feminine. They don't. They see them as objects, and the matriarchy, which is the original state of being. This world and most cultures began with a matriarch. Even Christianity did with Lilith. But again, those are some of the books that were removed from the Bible. I'm liking this new layout that I got going on here. But you're overcoming. I just saw the overcoming card. Uh, reshuffle the deck so I can't read it. But yeah, you're relocating. Cause love don't live here anymore. You have relocated your heart because you have overcome the bullshit that they tried to make you they wanted you to be established in the bullshit. They wanted you to have nothing. They wanted you to get those breadcrumbs and to continuously overwork yourself by alchemizing those breadcrumbs into loaves of bread. That's how hard they wanted you to work for this relationship. But now their mask is coming off, and you seeing that they're not as established as they wanted, as they tried to make you think. Okay, you're seeing through the mask. And I feel like you've always saw through the mask, but you just wanted to you sacrificed yourself to try to help heal this person. Try to bring them into your world of spirituality because you saw the darkness around them. And so you were always looking for a time or opportunity to bring in your spiritual practices to help even put a shield of protection around them, because you tried to warn them, literally right here at the bottom of the deck. Warning. You tried to warn them of this eventual walk away. But they didn't heed the warning. You tried to prepare them for the reckoning, but they didn't listen. It's one of the cards that I pulled out. And a reading that maybe I think I made it public or published it about a month or so ago. But again, you tried to prepare them for the reckoning of this major shift that you've experienced after the initiation you just went through. You tried to prepare them for the awakening that's coming with the initiation you just successfully went through, and the glow up that comes from that confidence. You're established now. And you're also established in the fact that this relationship is donezo. There's no going back. You went back and forth with this person for so long. You, again, first card out, you were nurturing, giving, nurturing again. Okay. So you probably was giving like this motherly energy towards this person. And it's something that you wanted to give them in a way, but you also wanted that temperance there, that balance. And so again, with your spiritual knowledge, you wanted to bring them into that because it focuses on the balance of the feminine and masculine energy within us. That's the power struggle that we all have to face in this incarnation. That's the struggle, the main struggle that we have to conquer in order to elevate. That was the power struggle. Because even look at that. Remember the bottom of the deck card? War between who you are and who you're becoming. That war no longer exists. You have become, again, you went through the initiation, and in that initiation is where that war was. You have successfully completed your initiation. You are. You're not becoming. You are. You have become. You have become. And that's why this person is experiencing anxiety. What's that Doja song? Anxiety is taking over. I don't really know that song. That's why I know the notes are off. Okay. Okay, family. Like I said, this is a lot of projection. So do the blanket of relaxation. Also, the low card that came out, there was a um, healing ritual on the end of that kind of gives the same energy of this blanket of relaxation that we have pulled up our sacrum over our ribs. Okay, we're releasing the tension in our ribs. We're breathing, we're letting go as we breathe. We are doing our protection work to remove any projections. Okay, we're pulling that blanket of relaxation up over our chest, over our heart chakra. Okay, because our heart chakra has been in disarray with these people projecting onto us, trying to keep us trapped. Pulling that blanket of relaxation up over our throat chakra so that we don't have to feel like we are trapped in defending ourselves. No, we are releasing that vicious cycle and we are just relaxing. We're letting go. We're breathing out all of the pain, the hurt, the resentment. We are releasing it as we continue to pull that blanket of relaxation up and over our heads, over our crown. Okay? These people are again trying to send projections into your crown chakra to keep you distracted, to keep your nervous system in disarray. That's what this person did the entire relationship. That kept your nervous system in a vicious cycle, vicious cycle of high highs and low lows. That kept your nervous system deregulated. The vicious cycle card is a number 12, which reduces to a number 3, which represents expansion. You were expansively in this vicious cycle energy, but now again, everything that you have felt, all the pain they caused you, they are receiving it tenfold. You experienced it for an extended amount of time, but they're receiving it all at once, tenfold. You feel me? The vicious cycle card says you are caught in a pattern that repeats itself, holding you in a place of frustration or stagnation. step back, identify the root cause, and make a conscious choice to break free. And that's exactly what you did. You were trapped in this distant ass relationship because this person kept allowing their pain to block them and to not show you their true authentic self. They stayed masked up, hiding, concealing, and deceiving you. And now that you are established within your own self and your energy now that you establish some boundaries, these people are anxious, okay? Because they see that you're stepping into wealth in every sense of the word, emotionally, mental, spiritually, and physically. You are becoming settled in every sense of the word, in every area of your life, mind, body, and soul, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Okay? You are secure in your protection from your spirit guides and your archangels and your divine, just your spirit team. And that includes them all, the ascended masters, okay, the angels, the archangels. And I heard that there were levels. Like they said that the archangels are kind of like the weakest angels. Like there's so many more of the energies. And I mean, of course, we know that because I have an angel deck. And there's so many angel cards in this deck that I've never heard of. Okay, let's pull one right now since we are talking about the angels. We have the number one, my nigga. Yo, cuz we got the number 1 and 2. Now the 2 is 20, but we know it reduces to a 2. So again, this is divinely orchestrated decisions. It was the divine intervention. Okay, it took divine intervention for you to uphold this new established energy. Spirit was like, oh my God, finally they are stepping into their power and stepping up for themselves. This is our time to intervene so that we can help them uphold this energy. But the angel card I pulled is 2 feminine energies with how I look at these cards. Okay, number 1 is new beginnings, a fresh start. Look at that. The first attribute for Vahuia, which is Vehuiah. I think it's Vahuia, is divine will. Divine intervention had to step in to keep you in divine will. Because at a certain point, this relationship served its purpose. It served its purpose. Wow. Wow. Vahuia brings the primordial creative fire. Ooh, wee. That's who you got walking with you? You got primordial energy walking with you. Okay? Your soul is ancient. It's been here. That's the reason why you're a walking spirit guide. You are high ranking, especially after you done went through this, after you done successfully completed this initiation. Initiations are not easy things to experience, people, and to go through. Not at all. But you are so strong, stronger than this person ever realized. That's why they anxious as fuck. You feel me? With the anxiety card, it says when thoughts spiral out of control, this is what this person is experiencing. Their thoughts are spiraling out of control in this vicious cycle that they tried to trap you in. Now they're trapped in it, and every emotion that they have felt, every emotion is tenfold. Okay, this anxiety that they're feeling is tenfold. They're unable to get firm grounding in their life because of how they fucked up over a pure fairy earth angel soul as person. So their thoughts are spiraling out of control. they pull, it says when thoughts spiral out of control, they pull you away from the present. Look, then I tell y'all the today card came out, which talks about being in the present, being in the now, that these people are trying to distract you from doing that, because that being in the present and in the now is very key to healing as well. But that's why you have that. That's why you have been placed in the chamber of protection, why you have this cloak of protection, which is what I was getting to with the Lolo story and the ritual, the healing ritual um, that comes with each of the cards in that particular deck. And it speaks of like an iridescent veil that you cover yourself with. Oh, the tingles that are within my body. I see that I watched this one lady and she always said, oh, it makes my nipples hard. Okay. The blanket of relaxation. Oh my God, it makes my nipples hard. Okay. And also that iridescent veil cloak. That's what they refer to it. That, yeah, imagine yourself putting on this iridescent cloak, and the energy of Lolo, which is the name that was on that card, instantly recharges you. So I think I'm gonna go into my video archive and I'm going to share that Lolo video as a post in the on the community wall. Make sure you guys go and revisit that reading. Fast forward to the end, okay, to get the ritual if that's all you need. Ultimately, that's all you need, but there may be even some more insight as you re-listen or listen for the first time to that read. But again, this person with their thoughts spiraling out of control is pulling them away from the present. They need to anchor themselves in what is real. But this person has been avoiding reality because reality is full of accountability. And men, when you ask for accountability, it's like throwing water on the Wicked Witch and the Wizard of Oz. They don't know what to do. Accountability is like turning on the light in a house full of roaches. They get to scattering, okay? Accountability is the worst insult or thing you could request of a narcissist. So obviously, I mean, and again, this is not just men, it can be women as well. It definitely can be women as well, because I've experienced it within family. Mainly when it comes to experiencing narcissists within a family dynamic, it's more same sex. So like a sister or mother energy. You experience the narcissist in a family for a woman. But you know, the father or brother or cousin or any external energy, they end up becoming flying monkeys for the narcissist. Your aunts, okay? Um, Cousins all become flying monkeys. But it's all good. Like again, they don't know how established you are within the spiritual realm. Okay? The divine don't play about you. And all of these people are going to receive consequences for rejecting the healing you were brought in to help them through. I feel like every one of these people were warned to stop fucking with you. So again, this can go for an intimate relationship, family, friendship. If it applies, hey, if the shoe fits. If the shoe fits, wear it, boy. Na, 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 na. If the shoe fits, wear it, boy. They got to wear these shoes. Okay, this is what they've been trying to avoid, but they can't avoid it no longer. They can't avoid it no longer. Okay, it says anchor yourself in what is real, your breath, your body, this moment. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There we go again. Being in the now, in the moment, literally. And I have the card still pulled out here, along with the legal card. That's the reason why I said these people are in spiritual court right now. They're in spiritual jail right now. Archangel Michael and your other angels, the Huia. And we also have, and we got to get back to those two, Pahalia. And she represents the number 20. Y'all, I had to look at the first. My eyes just had to wander down the card, right? The first, ooh, baby. If I was in a old Baptist church or something right now, your girl would be cutting the step. Yeah, that used to be her. I used to be her. I would go to church with my tambourine and ready to cut a step. I was never one that was faking. Okay, if I cut a step, I really meant that shit, or at least I thought I did. It felt real to me. You feel me? Some people do it and know they just acting the fool and putting on a show. You ain't never been that type of energy. But again, this card about being in the now is you're here. Okay, you found out what the root cause is, and now you have removed that blockage that kept you from actually accessing being in the now, being in the moment. Because again, that's the only way you can heal that anxiety is to anchor yourself in what's real. But again, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his way. No message can get any clearer. You want to make the world a better place. Take a look at yourself and make a change. You always took accountability. You might be someone that loves Michael. And I do. I love you, Michael. I always scream that. Every time I think about him, I scream it. Sometimes I'll get to hearing his angelic voice and just want to cry. And I do feel like Michael Jackson is the Archangel Michael showing up in this book I read. Michael Jackson is one of my protectors, okay? One of my spirit guides. I have to say that. I've never said that before out loud, but I feel that. And I'm also going to share this video that I literally just saw right before I went to sleep that I couldn't even finish about Michael Jackson. Because it was this lady, an intuitive white lady that's an intuitive, was talking about how his soul is more powerful now than it was when he was alive. That he is doing his final tour that was taken from him before he passed now. How the Michael Jackson movie reignited his soul. And what they, just like with Jesus, they thought taking him out would stop him, but no, that just allowed his message to reach even further. And I know people look at me crazy when I say your ancestors are more powerful in the spirit realm than they were on earth. You know what I'm saying? And also that when you do the work to evolve, you evolve the bloodline as well. Right? That's why it's so in spirituality, right? Or the ancient ways, or the ways of our ancestors before, the great great grandfather or whatever. Back to the beginning of your bloodline. And I'm speaking from a melanin point of view because that's what I know. And we know that our ancestors lived off the land. They worked with the land, right? We were at one with the land, right? We used it. We weren't wasteful. If there were strangers, we welcomed them. We didn't try to seek to take advantage of them, right? We worked with the earth for our needs, food, shelter, okay, with animals. clothing, but we also had rituals to honor, you know, whenever there was bloodshed, it was done with the utmost respect, and we made sure nothing was wasted. We have always been, as melanin people, connected to the divine, as we are the original people. We're not going to play and coddle people feelings right now. Not saying that we just got to recognize it for what it is and live in reality. Okay. That's the reason why there's so much bullshit happening right now, because people want a destiny swap, but they don't have what it takes to uphold that mantle, because there's a lot of responsibility that comes with that. And people destiny swapped, and now that weight is becoming heavy because they didn't hold that mantle with the respect it deserved. And now they are in spiritual court, probably real court too, when it comes to, this current administration. But again, this person wanted to block you from being in the moment, in the now, because that is what's necessary to heal. They were blocking it for themselves as well. But again, they couldn't. You're too powerful. Again, you knew what it was you were doing the whole time. You allowed yourself to harden your heart to walking away from this person. Anything that says this person wasn't right for you, you harden your heart to it. And it's like, no, you wouldn't allow it to be true. You didn't want it to be true. You did most of the work. You carried this whole relationship. You even lied to yourself. You did the lying to yourself to stay in this relationship. You worked hard to be deceived. You worked hard to be okay with the deception. You really tried to be okay with this person's deception. That's how much you love them and how much of a nurturer you were. You nurtured their fucking lies in your own head. They didn't have to do much work to manipulate you, but you got sick of it. Enough was enough. And there was a major shift. Literally, the card I have here clarifying, Archangel Michael and the Consequences card, is a major shift. This is this person's consequence. There was a major shift that shifted you into healing. And it's also about to shift you towards your soulmate. The major shift card is the number 19, which reduces to a 10. Okay, so here we go again with another one. Remember, Vahuya came in with the number 1. And y'all, I didn't even tell y'all the word that came up on the other angel card that I looked down. Remember, I was like, I just had to look down. It was deliverance. Wow. Ooh. Oh. It also says transcendence of sexuality. Awakening of the Kundalini, one's vital energy. Okay, so your Kundalini is opening. Oh my goodness. It says subjects concerning spirituality and morality. Okay, knowledge of good and evil. That's the reason why this divine intervention had to come in, because you embody transcendence of sexuality. Your intimacy be having these motherfuckers feeling like they flying in the sky, like a butterfly in the sky. I can fly twice as high. Take a look, it's in the book, reading rainbow. This person got a lot of learning to do, a lot of studying to do, right? Because they got a lot of catching up to do, and it's almost impossible now. You were already ahead of them when it comes to spirituality, but now you're leaps and bounds ahead of them. That's the reason why you cannot go back, because there's no way this person is going to be able to catch up to you. Not without divine intervention, and they got too much karma and shit that they need to pay off before spirit starts to blessing them. Right now, they're in their consequence era. Okay, they are in their consequence era. Wow. So the Pahalia card also speaks of purity. It says consents to sacrifice in order to evolve. Didn't I tell y'all? Did not tell y'all. Y'all sacrifice. Wow. And y'all knew exactly what you were doing. You knew this was necessary. Consents to sacrifice in order to evolve. You settle for less. You sacrifice your power and your purity to bring these people up with you. It was all, you knew the path that was ahead of you. You've been there, done that. But you didn't think it was you didn't think it was go. You're just like, oh, I done been through this before, so I know I have the abilities to get myself out of the situation if it gets to that point. And you did. You definitely passed the test. It didn't take you as long to get the point as it did before, but it was worse. It was worse. I feel like the first situation that you were in probably took 3 to 5 years. This situation possibly took a year and a half, maybe a few months, but you felt all the pain that you experienced in 3 to 5 years of that previous situation in just 1 year with this new person. You experienced it, but that was because you needed. There was lessons within it that you needed, more clarity you needed. And I literally had this conversation with a friend not too long ago about how regression is clarity. And they were like, explain more. Yeah, regression is clarity. So don't beat yourself for having to repeat a lesson. You're having to repeat that lesson because there is something you missed. Perhaps you know how some teachers will pass a student in order for them to play sports. In previous situations, spirit just went on to let you pass to the next level because it's just for whatever reason that they just passed you for, because maybe the things that you were going through was just too heavy, and if they allowed you to bake in that energy a little bit longer, you may have went back to the crazy house. Not saying everybody has had their bouts with mental disorders, bipolar, been diagnosed with anything like that, but a lot of people, I've heard someone say that most genius have been accused of a mental illness at one point or time in their life. And, so, there's in this recent days, people have more knowledge of autism, ADHD, neurodivergence, attributes. Oh, because I don't even want to call them disorders anymore, because they usually are your superpower, a superpower that you just need to learn how to channel, right? So that's why people probably thought they could take advantage of you, because they thought your what they considered weird attributes about you, maybe, you know, you forget things a lot. You go here, you start something, you forget and go somewhere else, start something else, forget that, whatever, ADHD type shit. They thought that was something that they could exploit. But you had to, again, recognize who you were. And in you taking your power back, the divine was able to step in to bring you the clarity necessary. Because again, you always look at the man in the mirror, so you replay, you allowed yourself to reflect and say, okay, where did I go wrong in this? You know, um, even again, even though you were fully aware of the situation that you would be sacrificing, it was necessary for you to evolve. It says rectification of errors. Oh my gosh. Okay. Again, this is the 2020 card. Pahalia, Pahaliah. I don't know why. I've been saying these angel cards for the past few reads. Okay. The IAH is usually the common denominator for the feminine energies. I never thought of Aaliyah until just now. Aaliah. She was the earth angel. This is what that just shows me. As I'm speaking about these angel cards, and then Aaliyah pops up, and she's another energy that I just absolutely had a connection to. Not as strong as Michael Jackson, but almost. I wouldn't say almost. She was still high up, you know. High up when it came to artists I admired. I loved how she carried herself within her songs. I connected to her songs. She may not have been just like the best singer, but oh my gosh, just thinking of her brings a blanket of relaxation. But also, she went through a lot of turmoil. I'm thinking of her song, I Refuse. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is what you sing into this person. And I refuse to have one more sleepless night. I refuse to let a tear fall from my eye. I refuse, I refuse to remember. Felt like I would die if I would break down and cry. You wouldn't allow yourself to feel the full emotion of pain that this person projected onto you, because you knew if you did, you would fully break down. You would not allow this person to break you, and they tried every trick in the book, every narcissist trick in the book to break you. And honestly, family, I do feel like this person is possessed. They were possessed by the pain that they would not put down. You know what I'm saying? First off, I was like, oh, kind of like to get rid of it with me. They put the pain on each morning. Some pain they never took off. They took a shower with that shit. But then they kept putting on more layers of pain each time they rejected you, neglected you, abused your love, took advantage of you, took you for granted. They put on more layers of pain. Each tear that fell from your eye, which wasn't many, but you did cry out to this person multiple times with literal tears, sometimes with just your voice, but you cried out to them. They didn't take you seriously. Let's get back to the attributes of Pahalia. It says establishes rules and one's instinctual behavior and rigor. You got your boundary set up. Not only that, not only do you have your boundaries set up, your archangels, your spirit team got boundaries set up around you. Again, you're in a protection chamber. You have a blanket of relaxation over you and the iridescent cloak of Lolo that cleanses you, just automatically removes that negative energy. Again, go back to look at that Lolo card to see all the beautiful attributes on y'all. Y'all want to love that Lolo card, that Lolo reading, card reading. So I definitely got to go and make sure I repost that on the community board. And so I'm going to title it the Lolo reading, because I know that this actual read is probably not won't come out until like a month later, because I still have plenty of reads I need to release, because I don't release them on the daily, but I do reads and just kind of archive them. But there's a couple other reads that need to be posted before this one will come out. So you may have to scroll within the community board. I don't post on my community board or wall too often, so it's not much you have to scroll through. But there's some really good information there, especially about narcissists and how not to carry all the blame for being a victim of a narcissist, because they literally hack your nervous system with trauma bonding, um, gaslighting, and a lot of other manipulative um, actions. Okay, back to the attributes of Pahalia. It says undergoes ordeals with courage and dynamism. And I told y'all in the reading, maybe 2 or 3, or the one immediately prior to this one, that now you go and you face trials and tribulations in boldness and confidence, because you passed the initiation. I don't even think I've read the attributes of this major shift card, but there has been a major shift, and that's the reason why divine intervention is here to protect you, but also to usher in karma. Okay, this person couldn't get their karma as long as you were around them. You were a protection for this person. Okay, you were alchemizing their karma along with the bullshit that they were doing to you for taking you for granted. Now that you're gone, that hedge of protection is not over them. That's why they can feel the full weight of your absence. Because even if you had told them, while you told them so many things in a relationship. So again, even if you had told them that you were here to help free them and to this, that, and the third, to help them grow spiritually, they wouldn't have believed you. They wouldn't have believed you. I guarantee you, if you say it now, they will. But it's too late. It's too late. Okay. The next attribute of Pahalia, it says, yes, stop playing. It says great initiate. I'm not playing with y'all. Literally says great initiate. You were a great initiate. So you've gone through this initiation, and now you've come out with the irreproachable moral behavior. There's nothing that anyone can come to you and try to condemn you on, because you're no longer for you to get into this, to be in this situation, you let down your guard, for one, and you ignored the spiritual side of you, because you knew there was no integrity. There was no integrity. But you had to have that lapse of um, morality for you to even come into this relationship. But again, you knew it was a sacrifice. You knew that was necessary for you to go to the next level. Right? I feel like a lot of the collective even sacrificed them evolving, because they wanted to, try to prepare their family members for the evolution and the elevation. Try to get them in a position where they can come with you, but even they refuse. So I feel like you're embarking on this next journey of your life by yourself, but you're never alone. You know that. And you will soon, like I said, meet your soulmate. This could be your soul family. And in this, you're gonna be united with a healed soulmate where there's not gonna be a power struggle. Okay? You both have been through initiations. Next attribute of Pahalia is redemption. Wow, it says encounter with one's divine nature. You are about to have, you are having encounters with your higher self, with your spirit team. Now, with this divine intervention, your higher self had to come in, okay? Shit was getting too real. And spirit had to wake you up to the fact that, okay, enough now. You sacrificed enough. We better pull you up out of here before you be trapped forever. Forever, ever, ever, ever. Yeah, forever. And the last attribute on this card for Pahalia is a harmonious spiritual life. Yes, you will have a harmonious spiritual life, not one that you have to sneak in spiritual lessons with. No, you're going to meet someone that is already on that level, that has already went through an initiation themselves. So let's go ahead and actually read this major shift card that again is the number 19, which reduces to number 10, which represents new beginnings. Oh my goodness. I said we was going to read the major shift card, but since, it reduces to a 1, it reduces to a 1 because 10 reduces to 1, right? But this is a new beginning with that infinite divine energy supporting it, right? So you, just like, the decision you made to walk away from this person with the number 20 card for Pahalia. This was a decision made with the help of divine intervention. Let's go ahead and go through the attributes of Vahuia before we read the major shift card, since they both equals the number 1. So again, divine will. Vahuia brings alignment with divine will. It brings a primordial creative fire. Shut your face, yo. This card even this card speaks of the initiate too. And honestly, I'd never thought about the duality of the word initiate, because you can pronounce it as initiate, as someone that's gone through an initiation, but it also can be pronounced initiate, which means to begin something. You're initiating the capacity to initiate new ideas, new creations. Okay? So in this new energy, this new beginning, you are initiating, all of the goals and desires that you may have once put down because you made other people the center of your world before you decided to focus on your gifts, your talents. Um, you push them to the side. You pushed your dreams and your goals to the side and sacrifice yourself for other people because you knew they needed to evolve more in order to go with you to the next level. But again, at every chance, every attempt, they blocked you. They refused you. So now you just had to let them go. Now you're established in self-care, which is one of the keywords on this healing card here. Self-care, introspection, and meditation. And as you embody that energy, your soulmate will come. You will attract a new soulmate, in which there is no power struggle. But back to the attributes of Vahuia. It says success, baby, for all new creation. guides toward innovative work. Didn't I say that? Capacity to begin, to initiate new ideas. Okay, going towards innovative work in a avant-garde field. Okay, so again, this is innovative work. You are the industry's new standard. You have discovered, maybe even invented a new approach to a particular thing that can and will bring healing to humanity. Wow. Okay, the other attribute is sets the example, serves as a model and a leader. Okay, another attribute of the Huia is allows us to get out of an impasse and confusion. Didn't I tell this person tried to distract you and keep you trapped? Okay, Vahuya allows you to get out of the impasse and out of confusion. This person kept you in confusion so that they could try to keep you in that vicious cycle and in the energy of anxiety, which of course those are energies in which you will not reach for the stars. Okay, you will not reach for your dreams. You will feel worthless and you will continue to be a doormat. But no, you have been set free from the prison that this person had you trapped in. And now that you freed yourself again from that prison that this person, trapped you in, or the hole that they dug for you, you found your way out of it. And now they're stuck in. They had fallen into it tenfold. um, the next attribute of Bahuya is renewed energy. Oh, that heals depression. Okay, because this person did have y'all in that hopeless energy. I did see that card earlier today, earlier in this reading. Hopelessness. Like I said, it says loss, depression, and ooh-eyed. Y'all know what that means. Okay? Unaliving self. I don't think you guys had that thought in this particular relationship. Um, Perhaps that's an energy that this person is feeling like they have embarked on, maybe in the emotional sense of things. Hopefully they are not thinking this literally. I can't say yay or nay, but the pain that they've been carrying, you have removed not only the scales on your eyes, but the scales on other people's eyes, right? You are a mirror. And I feel like you tell people this all the time. Like, I don't have a lot of friends around me. I don't have a lot of people around me because I'm a walking mirror. I'm walking karma. Okay. So they don't want to see the man in the mirror because they have to take accountability. And for narcissists, which this world is full of, because most of our leaders are narcissists, they make sure that our managers, okay, people in leadership roles, they love to give those positions to narcissists because they know that will keep their workers in a vicious cycle, which will distract them from wanting better. Okay. Back to the attributes of the Huia. Wow. Bahuya brings abundance of energy, courage, audacity, and bravery. Oh my gosh. And this last line is the best line ever. The best attribute ever. Because literally, I was speaking about this in a read. I don't know when it's going to come up because it's in the archive of multiple reads that I have not released yet. But in that read, this is something I've never done before. I ain't never shed a tear. I don't think I've ever really just shed a tear in a read, but I did in that one because it was speaking about how they tried to use your superpower against you, and your superpower is love. They wanted you to give up on love. They wanted you to be bitter, because that would keep them, that will keep you from wanting more, but you wouldn't allow them to taint your heart. And this is a line that I kept using. I refuse to be bitter. I'm going to be better, not bitter. That was kind of like an affirmation I kept saying. I'm determined to be better and not bitter. Right? So the last attribute of Vahuya is love, as if it were for the first time. You didn't allow this person, and that was one of the main reasons for you saying, I'm gonna become better and not bitter. Yes, I loved you. I wouldn't say unconditionally, but as close to unconditional as one can get. But you somewhat did. Like, if there's anyone that could display unconditional love, it is someone of the collective. So I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but you're the closest that person is gonna get to unconditional love in this lifetime anyway. But you refuse to allow them to turn you against love, and wanted to turn you against your superpower. And again, if they were able to be successful in that, you would have been trapped forever. But there was divine intervention. You have too much purpose in this lifetime. Your mission has not been completed. So the divine had to intervene, because you did get stuck for a moment. This person is powerful. We're not going to sleep on this person or try to act like we don't know what's for real. Okay, this person is very powerful, but just on the opposite end of the spectrum. They use their power for evil. You used your power for healing. Okay, just like the Pahalia card says, knowledge of good and evil. All right. The Pahalia card says transcendence of sexuality. This person was probably um, trapped in the prison of sexuality. Okay, so they may have had, like, again, sex addictions. Shit, hell, maybe they were confused about their sexuality. Okay, that could have been some of the things that they were masking, that they were hiding, that they had anxiety about. Who knows? Nevertheless, we are finally ready to read the message on this major shift card. It says, a powerful shift is unfolding. And I feel like this card represents that initiation, right? You on the other side of that difficult initiation, which is not only this romantic relationship, probably familiar relationships or friendship with so-called friends, or even bosses, or co-workers. That toxic vicious cycle that you've experienced in those relationships. A major shift is happening. Okay, because they were the initiation. You've passed it, and now a powerful shift is unfolding, reshaping the world you know. Okay, this major shift is completely reshaping the world you know, because what was the bottom of the deck card? War between who you were and who you've become. In this energy of who you've become, the world you know has completely reshaped itself. It says what once felt stable may fall away. That's the reason why this relationship and multiple other relationships have fallen away. What once felt stable may fall away to make room for something more aligned with this healing and soulmate card out here. This is not a breakdown, but a breakthrough. Okay? You are breaking through with the assistance of Michael Jackson. I'm going to say Archangel Michael because that's what's out here. But I'm not even going front. I've heard the correlation before of Michael Jackson with Archangel Michael. Right? I've heard that correlation before. Because I feel like Michael Jackson embodied the protection, um, that divine energy, prevent from harm. That's why he was so adamant about preventing harm for young kids. They say that Neverland was a place of refuge from kids rescued from the Grapestein Island. Nevertheless, it may feel like a breakdown, but this is actually a breakthrough. And again, your angels, your spirit team is keeping you protected so that you won't break down and go back, because you've walked away from these relationships a million times over. It's been plenty of boomeranging. You've done plenty of boomeranging. And people thought that would never end, but it has, because you got a mission here on earth. And in that time, there were many lessons that was necessary for you to learn. Absolutely necessary. So it was not in vain. It was not in vain. And up the road is eternal gain. Okay? It's not all in vain. It's not all in vain. 'Cause up the road is eternal gain. Clark sisters. 'Cause baby, you are the sunshine in my life. Throughout the lifeline, you are my sunshine. Okay? You may have had people give you the nickname, "Hey Sunshine." Okay? You may have had people refer to you as Sunshine. Maybe not specifically Sunshine, but sunshine adjacent. If but like, yeah. That's the energy you carry. And what does the sun card mean in tarot? Enlightenment, healing, an innocent, childlike joy, fairy energy. That's the type of energy you have. But there's so many people that want to possess that for themselves, and they know the only way they can possess that energy is to beat it out of you. They beat it out of you to where you just hand over your power, and they slurp it up like the energy vampire that they are. These people are caught in the matrix, and they have adapted the mentality: if you can't beat them, join them. So they have allowed themselves to become morally corrupt, and that it just be a normal Monday in their life, a normal Tuesday. They have normalized toxicity, possibly as a survival mechanism, but you try to help get them out of surviving and into thriving, because that's also part of the spiritual journey, right? To get out of a survival mode. But you're shifting into healing and into soulmate connections where there is no power struggle. Okay? Because we do have the power struggle card out here, which is the number 16, reduces to a number 7. This is very sacred. So it gives that initiation energy. This is what you battled within. One of the tests of your initiation was to overcome this power struggle. The power struggle card says control and influence are being tested. Be mindful of who holds the power. What I just said, right? They wanted to keep you handing your power over, but you remembered. You had to remember there was divine intervention coming to help you remember who the fuck you are. It says you are leading with integrity. You have tapped back into your integrity. Because maybe you was out of it for a minute. In a way. Okay. I feel like the Robin Hood story can apply for the collective in a way. You know what I'm saying? It may look like this person is acting out of integrity, but it was ultimately for the elevation of the community and humanity. Again, sometimes you have to access that your dark side too, because we have both. It's asinine and it's a fantasy to think, oh, I'm just gonna walk in the light. No, sometimes you gotta tap into the dark. But that's the story of Heru and Set, right? It's not about destroying your dark side, but it's about harnessing it and channeling it, you know, through love. Tough love could be an example of that. You know what I'm saying? So the card actually says, are you leading with integrity? Or are you being led by someone else's agenda? And again, you've taken your power back. And you are leading with integrity because of the healing, the self-care, introspection, and the meditation that you've taken. The introspection let you know. Your introspection asked you that question. Asked you the question, like, are you leading with integrity? You knew you wouldn't. But again, this was destined. All of this was written. Okay, you are exactly where you're supposed to be with the knowledge you're supposed to have and with the people that is around you. You were destined to encounter these relationships and to also be mindful of and staying mindful of who got the power. And the only reason you have the power, y'all, let's not get egotistical or big and bad, but at the same time, I feel like you earn the right to pop your motherfucking shit, to pop your collar. I did hear in a reading that I watched not too long, or yesterday really, pray out loud, declare and decree out loud, not just in your head. Usually you would pray in your head. No, I think the divine intervention, your divine team wants you to speak it out loud now. Because you set the example. You serve as a model and a leader, according to the Vahuia card. Okay? You got the capacity to initiate a new way of thinking and again approaching healing because you are pure. Even when you have to go into your dark side, it is from a pure state and for the highest good when it comes to, like, again, tough love. You're not denying your dark side. And that's why people start to get real toxic, because It's not that they deny their dark side. It's just the fact that they operate out of their darkness for manipulative reasons. You operate in your darkness to protect yourself and to protect others. Okay? So again, just like when it comes to legal matters, just murdering someone premeditated can get you locked up. But if you murder someone in self-defense, you know, that is different. You may not get locked up. You won't get as much time, maybe. And then you may not get locked up. It's kind of like the Robin Hood thing, stealing to give to the poor. Some people steal for um like boosting. They'll steal to for them for a selfish reason to get money. But when people get money the wrong way to buy themselves things for selfish agendas, like they eat and they run through that money quickly because it was not grounded in love. That their stealing was not grounded in love. That shit sound crazy, don't it? Their thievery wasn't grounded in love. But nah, spirit knows. Spirit knows about the light and the dark, but also having to, you know, step into that energy, but from a righteous standpoint to benefit the collective, not just self. Okay? So that's the differentiation. Baby, there was a whole bunch of syllables in that. But that's the differentiation. That's the differentiation. I think that's the right one. But I think that's everything. I think we went through all the cards that are here. I was oh, you got to be lying. I doubt if anybody is here towards the end of this read because maybe this shit is damn near 2 hours long. You got to be shitting me. Hour and 42 minutes. I have not. I could not have been talking that damn long. Obviously I did. I was. Indeed. I wanted to. I have my tarot deck here. I wanted to pull out a couple cards from there. No. Shut shut your ass up. Is what I need to do. Yo, what's that girl name? Roxy. Roxy says, um, and this is a content creator that does recaps on shows. So she has like this little sound bite that she'll play when she's talking about somebody on one of them shows. She'll push that little button and it'll do the little song she did because she has a beautiful voice. I think she even did her intro. It's like Roxy says we're gonna talk about it. But yeah, shut now. I'm imagining I'm pushing that sound card button. Shut your ass up, and that's what I'm gonna do, y'all. My bad, my bad, y'all. I've been talking about wanting these readings to be shorter, try to get into 20 minutes, and I'd be mad when they had 40 minutes. Now your girl is a whole hour over the over. I was trying not to for it to not be 40 minutes long. Now it's an hour and 40 minutes. But flow. I'm in flow. I ain't gonna beat myself up about it because it is what it is. Hopefully y'all watched the whole thing or was intrigued enough to watch the whole thing. But if not, I understand. Because this some bullshit. 2 hours, cuz. I think this is the longest read up to date. So I'm experiencing a whole lot of first. Let's see. Like I said, the other video was my first time like crying, and now this one, damn near 2 hours. Girl, wait a minute. Before we go though, because there is the bottom of the deck card, which is warning, which is the number 13. And then the card after that is long road ahead. So I kind of feel like this, if you have any thoughts of going back to these toxic energies or narcissists thinking that they're healed, because these people are very charming and they may convince you that try to convince you that they're healed. Spirit says, no, there is a long road ahead. Okay. Again, this warning card, I was like, you tried to warn them. You tried to prepare them for the reckoning. They didn't want to listen. You tried to warn them. Now they have a long road ahead of them. Wow. It says bad weather. Now there's a card that says good weather. But they have to face this karma, and you cannot step in to try to enable or coddle them through it. The warning card says the road ahead is dark and foreboding, hinting of trials yet to come. This is your opportunity to reevaluate the situation and decide whether or not to proceed. Hey, family, again, I don't think this is you. I don't think this has to do with you. This is the people that tried to come against you, whether it be a lover, family, friends, co-workers, boss, or whatever. Spirit is warning them. They got a dark, foreboding road ahead of them, hinting of trials yet to come. And they need to make a decision because they've been told and warned to stop fucking with you. So they need to decide whether they're going to keep fucking with you or just leave it alone. They need to reevaluate how they handle you. But it's given that this person ain't going to stop. Because again, we got long road ahead here, which is the number 18, which reduces to a number 9, completion. You're done with them. And that's the reason why there's a long road ahead of them. It says you are stepping onto a path that may demand more than you are ready to give. They don't know how much they finna fuck up by fucking with you. Being mad because they fucked up a nurturing, giving, understanding, and patient relationship. They fucked it up. And now they're gonna fuck up with trying to keep projecting onto you, lying to you without doing the actual healing. Trying to get out of this karma and the consequences that they are having to endure. Okay? It says this journey is not impossible, but it may test your limits at every turn. And this is exactly what these people need to experience. You've experienced this already. You've been through the fire, through the land, through the wall. You went through the fire to be with them. They didn't give a fuck. For a chance to be you, I'd rather risk it all through the fire. And you did risk it all to be with them. But they took that as they didn't give a fuck. Not why they had you. And then we have the bad weather card, which is the number 32. And y'all know that 5 energy is yuck. It feels yuck. But at the same time, it just represents changes. And a lot of people fear changes. But that may have just been you're used to it. You've grown accustomed to the fact of change because that's the only thing that's guaranteed in this life. One of the things that are definitely guaranteed is change. So you can't be rigid in your ways. And you are dealing with a lot of people who are rigid in their narcissism. But the bad weather card says clouds gather and the winds howl. A storm is inevitable. Okay? And you may have told this person, yo, there's no use in delaying the inevitable. Face face it. It's what you face the man in the mirror, face the grief, face accountability. You're only delaying the inevitable. But spirit had to move you out the way before this karma came onto them. Because again, with you being there, you would have taken all this on, and that possibly would have broken you. Because remember, there's a lot of stuff that this person is hiding from you, shit that you don't even know about. It was that, again, with the long road ahead, you would have been um, that path would have demanded more from you than you were ready to give. You didn't know how much of a task you were trying to take on with this person. Spirit says, get in and get out. Get in, learn the lesson. It no matter, even though it was painful as fuck, learn the lesson and get out before. Now you had to get out because this person refused to grow. So again, they got the warning. But the bad weather card says clouds gather and the winds howl. A storm is inevitable. This is not a time to fight the elements, but prepare. And I say you try to prepare them for the awakening, uh, but to prepare or reschedule your plans. Okay? This karma is rerouting them completely. They're going to have to surrender and find new ways to cope. This person was coping. The way they were coping was in a very toxic way, whether with sex, drugs, or rock and roll, sex, drugs, or possibly music, listening to music that had no substance. But okay, we're done for real. I'm gonna end the reading right before 2 hours. We got about 9 more minutes, maybe like 8 more minutes before it be a whole 2 hour read. I'm ashamed of myself. Not really, but it's what it is. But hope that helped in some way, shape, form, or fashion, family. I love you all. And until next time, peace.